Hydroponics how-to.
The Dutch bucket system. Since the buckets are mass-produced, we'll focus on how to build the integrated drain stand and manifold that makes growing with them easy. Tools you'll need: electric or battery-powered drill, 3/8 inch or 1/2 inch chuck, 2 and 4 inches hole saws for cutting drain rail plugs and access port and reservoir lid, 7/8 inch speed bore bit, flat, inexpensive drill bits, hacksaw for cutting PVC pipe and a razor knife for cutting poly tubing. Step-by-step guide. First, cut the pieces for the toes and feet from your 1/2 inch PVC pipe according to the measurements given on the parts list. Make sure to test fit the pieces before gluing to ensure accuracy. Next, glue these pieces together, ensuring that the T-fittings line up perfectly and point in the same direction. Use a flat gluing surface to avoid crooked stands. You can adjust the height of the legs to compensate for shorter or taller reservoirs. As a rule of thumb, the front legs will always be 1/2 inch shorter than the rear legs, since the Dutch buckets have a 1/2 inch recess in their backs for the drain pipe to fit into. Glue the legs into the bottoms, making sure to use one long leg and one short leg for each stand. Test fit before gluing to prevent the chance of overlooking this important detail. To lay out the drain and top rails, use the parts list, and ensure that the 2 uppermost pipes make up the 6 inches drain rail. To prevent return nutrient from filling the stands, you need to plug up the 2 L fittings on either end, and the single T fitting that holds the 2 sections together in the middle of the 6 inches span, labeled A, B, C. The drain spout, D, should remain free and clear. To create the drain rail plugs, use a 2 inches hole saw and cut them from a scrap sheet of 1/8 inch PVC plastic. Glue them in using PVC cement and fill the pilot hole with some PVC sawdust and glue. Remember to make it leak-proof at any cost. To assemble the drain stand, dry fit the parts before gluing them together. Gravity will hold the drain and top rails on the stand legs, and if you don't glue them down, you can disassemble the stand easily and stow it away in the off-season. If you don't glue the rails down, you can disassemble the stand easily and stow it away in the off-season. To install the Dutch buckets, fit the drain nipples into each of the 1-inch holes in the drain rail. Place your reservoir underneath the drain spout and mark off where the spout touches the lid. Here you will need to cut a 2 inches hole into the lid to accept the drain spout. Cut the 4 inches access port hole in an easy-to-access area of the lid as well. Plumb the pump and filter. Lay out the manifold parts as shown in the picture. There are a few different ways to create the same piece of apparatus using PVC parts. Attach the 6 feet tubing to the feed manifold and zip tie the entire apparatus to the backside of the drain rail. To seal the opposite end of the feed line, simply fold it over itself twice and secure with a plastic zip tie. When cutting the drip lines from the 1/4 tubing, make sure to leave plenty of extra length for ease of use and maintenance. Drip lines are connected to the feed manifold using 0.16 inch barb joiners. To prepare the feed manifold for connection to the drippers, you will need a small, sharp punch. It's important to avoid making holes that are too large, or they will leak around the base of the joiners. Spacing them evenly will promote even distribution of the nutrient solution. Most emitters are adjustable and can be easily connected to the drip lines and inserted into the growing media. Spacing them evenly will promote even distribution of the nutrient solution. The Dutch Bucket Garden Grower's Guide. Choosing the right growing medium is crucial. A medium that holds a lot of water can protect against pump failure, but it can also breed fungus and disease. For an adjustable cycle timer, a 60% perlite and 40% coco coir mix is ideal. This ensures the medium never gets soaking wet but never dries out completely. If you prefer to run your pumps constantly, choose a medium like gravel or LECA stones. These mediums allow plenty of interstitial space for air to keep your roots happy. When planting, start your seeds or cuttings in your preference of starter cubes or sponges. Transplant once roots are visible, and drippers should be placed close to the plants until they develop some root. Checking your garden every day or two is a good idea. This way you can make adjustments before problems arise. When it comes to hydroponic gardening, choosing the right nutrient is crucial. Avoid fertilizers designed for soil gardening as they don't contain the right balance of nutrients. The feeding cycle is also critical. It depends on the medium you use and environmental variables. Keep the medium moist, never wet, and never let it dry out completely. Drain and replace nutrient in reservoir when it falls to a level just above the top of your pump. Never let your pump run dry. Inspect and clean inline filters with every nutrient change. Storage is also an essential aspect of hydroponic gardening. Drain the reservoir and use it to feed your lawn or landscaping. Clean all empty buckets with hot water and allow them to dry before packing them away.